I did call my kids after, and I said that I was sorry
Mm.
because I'm sorry because I really wanted to have a medal to go home and to show their class and their friends, and all Bella said to me is, "Mom, you did your best."
Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
Wow, Jen.
Good morning. Did
Good
the
morning.
sun come up?
The sun did come up. It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Jen, we played all of the journey from winning to this. How are you feeling?
Obviously we're devastated. There's no doubt about it. I just felt like that we were kind of getting on a roll, and I could feel great things happen. And unfortunately, we lost a game to China that we knew we couldn't really lose, and then nothing really went our way yesterday in terms of who beat who. And but so it's. I think the most devastating part is that we don't get to curl anymore. They won't let us back on the ice. It's over. They say it's done, and there's nothing we can do about it.
The last stone draw, when you think about that, it's a different way to be knocked out of a tournament too, isn't it? That's sort of, you're used to, because it's something within that game that you played that you did wrong. Whereas last stone draw, it's just like, what just happened?
Yeah, and that for sure is definitely harder. We knew where we at going in though, so like it's not like we were surprised. We knew exactly what we had to do, and unfortunately for us, we just had a couple of bad last stone draws in the round robin that just equated to us not making the playoffs. And it's hard when you see teams with your record advancing and you're sitting on the sidelines without a tiebreaker game. And I've said it before the Olympics that I just think you should have a tiebreaker game. There's lots of time. We had time to have tiebreakers here, and they just opted not to. So it's a tough one to swallow for sure. I think each one of us looks back, if we get an extra centimeter or two here or there on all those draws, that things might have been different. But at the end of the day, if we'd beat China, we would have controlled our own fate, and we didn't do that.
Jen, there are notes pouring in from coast to coast to coast. People so proud. Can you walk us through those moments where you're watching all of those games play out? And then literally moments after learning your fate, you have this incredible moment that is going viral right now with the Japanese curlers. Can you take us into your mind, there it is, of what you were thinking and why it was important to do that and what you said?
Yeah, unfortunately, when we won our game, I mean, I looked over at the other games and I could kind of see how it was going to play out, and it didn't look like it was going to go the way that we wanted it to go. But I talked to Colleen, and then I was just walking down the rest of the media kind of aisle there, and I saw the Japanese girls, and I just wanted to say congratulations, because they, to me, embody what curling is all about. Their pure joy of sport, their work ethic, their sportsmanship, their just love of the game and leaving it all on the ice. And they were on the roller coaster ride with us too, because if Korea had won that game, they were out. I think it was us and Korea that would have gotten in. So it was like a roller coaster of emotions. And I don't know, it was just kind of something when I walked by, it wasn't something I pre-thought of doing, and I just wanted to give them a hug and just say congratulations, you've worked hard, and you're in the Olympic playoffs. Like, so proud of them, and I think they're exactly what curling needs. They're just so joyful, and it's what I believe that every kid watching sports or the Olympics should look at, is their joy of the game. And that's what we've tried to emulate a lot in our curling career. And so I just gave them a hug and I said congratulations, and I was proud of them, and they were very, very emotional, and they didn't want to let me go, and I didn't want the hug to be over. It felt like it lasted about 2 minutes, but I know it wasn't that long, and it was one of those hugs that just felt like love. And yeah, and they just said, you were our idol. And I said, yeah, thank you. Coming from you, that meant a lot, coming from them. And I just wish them the very best of luck in the playoffs, and that we would be watching, and that I was proud of them.
Incredible.
That is so nice to hear. And you are so many people's idol as well. So, you know, and I think I told you that in the mix zone after, that you don't need another medal. It would have been nice, but what you've done for the game is just mind-blowing, frankly, in Canada and globally. But in Canada, you've raised the bar so much, and everybody knows it. So
Thanks, Colleen.
thank you for all you've done.
Thank you. Yeah, like it's that means a lot to us, for sure. Like we were sitting actually watching the men's game last night, and some hockey players were there, and they were just talking about curling and strategy, and if you change your strategy depending on who you play. And I said, for us, it's always been about playing the game to showcase what the sport has been about. It's not always been about winning, or not always been about the statistics. It's always been just about trying to go out there and just doing what we love to do, and showcasing the game. And I'm hoping that we've done that. I'm hoping that we've showed fans our love of the game and how much we love it, and that it's an amazing game to watch and be a part of.
Jen, you've talked so much about your girls on this journey, and I'm wondering how important it was to show you carrying yourself in this way to your girls.
Yeah, again, it's not something I think about in that way, because I'm hoping it's just something that I do every day. Try to set a really good example of being a good human and being grateful. And I feel like if you're grateful for life, if you're grateful for your opportunities, then great things are going to happen. But regardless, you're going to enjoy all the special moments that life has to offer. So, but yeah, for sure. Their classes were watching, their schools were watching, and I wanted them to know it was so much more than standing on the podium. The experience of the Olympics is so much bigger than that. And yeah, I know we let people in Canada down, and I totally understand that, because that's the joy of sport. You're living this roller coaster ride along with us, and I'm so sorry for that. And I truly am, like, but in the same breath, I've also hoped that we showed Canadians that there's so much more to the Olympics than just standing on the podium. There's personal best, there's experiencing so much. There's showing our youth that it's not all about winning in life. It's all about just trying to strive for personal bests. And I did call my kids after, and I said that I was sorry, because I'm sorry, because I really wanted to have a medal to go home and to show their class and their friends. And all Bella said to me is, Mom, you did your best, and we're so proud of you. And so you realize that the lessons that you teach your kid in everyday life, she exuded them. And so I was just so proud of her, and it helped me kind of gain a little bit of perspective.
Ooh.
So well said.
Yeah.
I think we're all taking a moment here with you, Jen.
Sorry, I don't mean to be upset. No, I'm fine.
No, but it's so true. I mean, I always hate the word loss, because yes, sport is about winning and losing. The problem is sometimes as competitors, you attach the word loser to yourself. I lost. I'm a loser. I'm not going to win, and it's such a negative word when you put it on you, rather than just, can we come up with another word than loss? Because I struggled with that my whole life. But also as a mom, I wanted to show them, you are going to fall on tough times sometime, and you've got to be able to pick yourself up and not let it get you down, which is a cliche. Jen, what happens next?
I don't know. I was going to, when you're saying that, Colleen, I think the biggest thing for me is I can deal with personal sadness. I can deal with defeat for myself. I think the biggest thing that I always struggled with is I never want to let my team down. They're just, I love them, and I never want to let them down. And I think when you come to the Olympic stage, you feel like you've let so many other people down. So that's probably where in my mind a lot of the struggle is that you feel like you've let people down, and that is a pretty, not burden, because it's not a burden, but it's just something that you have to cope with. But that's what I said. Like, I'm really hopeful that we've shown so many people and our team that, like, our team had a great time regardless. So, but what's next? I'm not sure. I think maybe we'll go on a trip. Maybe I'll go on a trip and just take a break. We've had a long, like, it was great 2 months. We had great training and it was so fun. But we basically had to live in an isolation bubble where we took a rapid test every day and hoped to goodness gracious that we did not have COVID, because then our Olympic dreams were over. So it's been since December since we've really seen anybody, except now at the Olympics, I guess. So I think it would be nice to actually maybe just go out for dinner and just maybe see some friends and family. And then next for curling, we'll sit back and figure all of that out over the next little while.
You're getting some offers from Newfoundland and Labrador. They're going to show you a time out there, Jen.
One of my favorite places in Canada. I would come there any day.
Jen, it's so big of you to come on the show. And you and I were texting last night, and you said something so poignant. You said, these are Canada's Olympics too. What do you want to share with Canadians who have had your back and have rode the roller coaster with you for decades now in some of the biggest moments of your life, and have your back in this moment yet again?
Just thank you. Like, I hope you enjoyed the ride as much as we have, because win or loss, it's been just an incredible journey, and it's really shaped my life and who I am as a person. And just thank you. Thank you for making our dream so much bigger than we could have ever imagined. When I was a kid, I didn't have, I wanted to do great things, I guess, in curling, but I had no idea what my dreams would be or what that meant. And then all of a sudden we went and won, and it's because of the fans that made the dream so much bigger than I could have ever imagined. Just the people cheering, like, and wanting our autographs, and the support we've gotten. And obviously there's always going to be people out there that don't support you, and that's okay. Like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But that's what I said. These are Canada's Olympics too. Like, we're here for ourselves, but we're here mostly for Canada. And so of course I'm going to come on the show and talk. And if any, we're here, we're here for you. And just as though it's just like Canadians were there for us.
So nice. Wow.
So it may be a trip, but then what about another Olympic cycle? Is it too soon to ask that question?
Maybe, Colleen. I honestly, I know they couldn't get over my age, all Olympics, but I still feel like I'm getting better, and I feel like we can compete at the top level. And I just love to compete. I love to play. I love to train. I love everything. And I love being a part of a team. So maybe, not sure yet. We haven't really talked as a team yet as to what the next steps are. So we'll do that over the next little while. But never say never, I guess. I'm not sure exactly. I've got to kind of let this process. And Grandma Carol's amazing, but it does require a lot of assistance from Grandma Carol. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. And regardless, I just feel really lucky to have had all the opportunities that we've had, and 2 Olympics and 2 incredible experiences, truly.
Yeah, we love Grandma Carol. I thank you so much for, it's the hug in the mix zone I had with you yesterday, and our cameraman Jacques captured it.
Wow.
We've all just walked a mile in your shoes, a lot of curlers. And we certainly understand the work, but you have, as I said earlier, what you've done for the sport is raise the bar for everybody, but you've also raised the profile of the sport so much. And that's a huge thing, because every other curler now gets to kind of benefit from what you've created for them. So just thank you for your grace coming to the mix zone and doing, a hard interview at a time that you really don't want to talk, but we've all done it. We certainly appreciate your candidness there. You never back away from a question, which is lovely as a reporter.
Because it's also, like I said, we're here personally, but we're here for Canada. it's our obligation. It's the, I don't know, it's what we have, it's what we have to do. And I love doing it. Win or lose. It's what a privilege it is to have the opportunity to be in this moment, to have somebody want to interview you. And honestly, Colleen, like the fact that we could leave an impact or a legacy, that means more to me than anybody truly probably will ever know. Like I was just a little shy little girl who loved to throw some rocks, and to be remembered for the sport that I love is, it's an honor, really. Yeah, truly.
Beautiful, you two. And as an observer, to watch the two of you share moments throughout this, pretty special, because nobody can have a conversation the way you two can with all the winning you've done.
We should have been in that Super Bowl ad with Tom Jones and Tommy Jones and Keeping Up with the Joneses. Like,
We should have. No, for sure. And it's funny, my family always knows. So, I can usually keep my emotions in check until I get a hug from them. So I usually will wait to do media, and then I'll get a hug, and then maybe I won't be as stoic, we'll say. And when I hugged you, Colleen, it felt like a family hug. So thank you.
oh, you're welcome. It
Yeah.
felt like one for me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice.
Jen, any last thoughts?
No, I heard you talking about the timing of the trials. I'm one of the rare people that actually likes the timing of the trials. I really like it's such focused training. It was challenging this time around because we couldn't compete. So there was some, but at the end of the day, like I said, it was probably 8 shots for us that probably turned this thing around the other way. But my last thoughts are just enjoy the moment, everyone. Because win or lose, I know we're going to leave these games with so many fantastic memories. And that's been my motto in life. Just enjoy every second, all the small little moments, the sun rising every day, as Colleen would take these videos of the beautiful, like when the sun rising, all these small little moments that we may take for granted. We came here and we soaked it all up. We enjoyed the Olympic rings every day. We enjoyed the camaraderie amongst the competitors. We enjoyed cheering on the rest of Team Canada. And so even though we're not standing on the podium like we wanted to, we're going to leave these games with some incredible memories that are going to last a lifetime, that I'm going to be forever and eternally grateful for. So enjoy the moment. And thank you. Thank you, Canada. Thank you. Thank you for all of those that support us, that are going to have our backs and pick us up, because, truly everybody always needs a pick up once in a while. And for those people, eternally grateful for your kindness, for your generosity of spirit, really, to know that sometimes people just need a little pick me up. And thank you for cheering. Thank you for riding the roller coaster with us. And we're sorry that we couldn't ride it a little bit further.
Oh, you wrote it to where exactly where this is the reality though. You wrote
This is the story.
This is, and even the healing and showing us how to heal.
Oof.
This might be your biggest victory, that you did it with such grace. I think we, the value placed on winning only is sort of this myth we all buy into. And there's so much more to life, and just what you just said, enjoy the process, enjoy the moment, cherish the blessings. That's what you have taught us through this. And, in the gold medal, what do we learn from wins? We do learn more from our losses. That's my sermon on the Mount today.
Well, what's funny is everybody will say, what's the biggest defining moment of your curling career? And I always go back to the Canadian junior final we lost, because it taught me how to lose.
Wow.
And it taught me so much about not being scared to lose, because I was so scared to lose that game. I don't even remember the game. I was so not in the moment. And so that game probably defined my career. And so it was that loss, Colleen. I totally agree with you that you learn so much more from. And the one other thing, Anne Merklinger from On the Podium was in the curling stands a lot. You could hear her because there wasn't really very many people. And she's tremendous and amazing. And On the Podium invests so much money into our athletes. And obviously we're super grateful for that. Without them, none of the Olympics really would be possible for Canada. And she looked at me last night when we went to the men's game, and she just kind of looked and just said, keep your chin up. And she said, we're so proud of you. And I felt like we let them down because they're investing, I feel like, in medals, and maybe that's craziness in my part. And so for her to say that, and for her to recognize that we did our very best and that we should keep our chin up, that we could have easily been in the playoffs and could have easily maybe potentially got a medal for Canada, but regardless, just to keep our head up, and she was proud of us. I think that speaks volumes for what I don't know what the Canadian athletic programs are all about.
Jen, this is an unforgettable interview. And I think there are a lot of Canadians that are probably watching this wherever they are, and learning a lot and needing this. And like you said, a lot more than just sport at play here. So I know at the show here, we're so grateful for you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't get very much sleep last night. We stayed up. We weren't even doing anything. We just stayed up, and we're chatting and just trying to talk about a little bit of the fun Olympic experiences. So it's, I thought I was a little tired this morning, but
yeah, thank you for getting that, because it's hard to sleep after what you went through.
Well, when Devin first said it's 8, I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. I'm up anyway. And then, but yeah, I just want to say thanks to you guys for covering curling, for having a curling show. Like how far curling has come. Like when I first started curling, women didn't even get to play on arena ice unless you made the Scotties.
Wow.
And now there's a curling show. There's still, we've still got work to do. I know. We still have a work to do to try to, get it to increase the exposure of the game, and, make sure that women's curling is still growing as much as we possibly can and not kind of forgotten. But there's, it's because of you guys that are helping kind of help the profile and help people understand the work that we put in, and that we're human beings as well, but 2, that we're just dedicated athletes.
Jen, we're going to send you all the curling show apparel.
I don't have one. So yes, I would love one. And I see people are asking if we're staying for closing ceremonies. 1000%. We're going to be walking and celebrating all of Team Canada. And so we're here for a few more days. So you'll see us in the stands. We're going to go and cheer the Canadian men on today in the bronze medal game. And I think I have the privilege of going to the women's gold medal curling game, and yeah, maybe we'll go and we'll do that, and hopefully maybe go to the mountain, cheer on any Canadians we can, and see what happens.
Well, as Anne said, chin up, you're a champ, and you've done your country proud, Jen.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the support. Thanks, Canada.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us, Jen.
Thank you, Jen.